I'm Greg Gutfeld. Please hold your applause till the end. Here's what's coming up. The 3-hour CNN debate hell. Candidates left the stage exhausted and sweaty, just like me after my nude spin class. Tonight, the winners, the losers, and the private pictures I have of Jake Tapper. Yum, yum. King of the Smackdown, Donald Trump, does not smack down the supporters that said the president wasn't an American. And in the battle between comedians and PC college kids, Sarah Silverman sides with the kids. Traitor. Tonight's guests: Garry, Kasparov, Kimberly, Guilfoyle, Robert Kelly, Joanne Nosuchinsky, and Katherine Timpf. America, you smell great, like a kitten soaked in lilacs and tears. Let's get started.
This is a stain on his personal legacy.
And I do have to agree that it's a little bit childish.
I think it's so stupid. I don't think it's necessarily offensive, just ridiculous.
Shut up, racist. Be quiet.
So, last week's debate was like a big roast chicken, one you could pick at for hours. Some of it was tasty, some of it was dry, other parts were stringy and weird. And after that feast, you felt bloated and sweaty like you'd eaten a beach ball made of jackal fur. So what did we learn? First, there's no padding in polemics. It's like senior citizen tag. And though the kiddie table without Carly was like watching the Pips without Gladys, at least this fella killed.
I wasn't the best law student. By the end of this debate, it'd be the most time I've ever spent in any library.
He's awesome. He would have been a great next-door neighbor on the Golden Girls. Always there with a grin, a hip flask, and a wrench to fix a leak, and then later, he satisfies Blanche.
Oh, my gosh.
We also learned that Ted Cruz will never stop kissing Trump's rump. His slogan should be, Ted Cruz, I'm Donald without money.
I'm very glad that Donald Trump's being in this race has forced the mainstream media finally to talk about illegal immigration.
Yes, finally. He's like the guy in high school who holds the jock's jacket while beating up nerds. But Ted also taught us how to stare.
If I am elected president on the very first day in office, I will rip to shreds this catastrophic Iranian nuclear deal.
Awesome. It's like you're trapped in an elevator with a street magician. He's every store manager who accused me of shoplifting. And what happened to Ben?
I don't want to really get into describing who's a politician and who's not a politician, but I think the people have kind of made that decision for themselves.
If Ben got any more relaxed, he'd be a Jimmy Buffett song. A spork has a higher pulse, but maybe that's good for a surgeon. And then there's poor Huckabee.
I would certainly love to get in on this.
Well, you can use your minute however you want, but I want to ask this question.
And I'm going to just say this.
He waited 45 minutes for that first question. He was like a gay couple trying to get a marriage license in Moorhead. Moorhead. That's ironic. And what of the tough questions?
Earlier this year, the Treasury Department announced that a woman will appear on the $10 bill. What woman would you like to see on the $10 bill?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Sadly, no one said Caitlyn Jenner. Doesn't anyone want to win this election? And then this nonsense on vaccines.
25 years ago, 35 years ago, you look at the statistics, not even close.
He's an okay doctor.
That was not science-y. And we had two doctors up there, and neither resuscitated the truth. What next? Shall we discuss my dental fillings, which are really listening devices controlled by chemtrails? Finally, of course, Trump.
First of all, Rand Paul shouldn't even be on this stage.
To attack people on their appearance, short, tall, fat, ugly. My goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that?
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there.
He didn't throw shade at Rand Paul. He threw the entire tree. But that was it for him. True to his word, Donald didn't prep. Instead, he coasted on past promises.
We have a lot of really bad dudes in this country. If I get elected, first day, they're gone. I will have the finest team that anybody's put together. I promise, if I wanted it, I would have gotten it.
His theory is, why prepare and then lose? If he wins, he'll just hire the people. It's a strategy, but not a great one. The world is full of bad actors. Some are world powers. Others are smaller factions who see your death as a stepping stone to 72 virgins. We got to find the person who gets that. Putin, Iran, North Korea, they're all bad. But now technology can turn any punk into bin Laden. Unless our leaders face the deadly music, we will face it ourselves. And no back-patting and platitudes will save us then. Period. Yes, let's welcome tonight's guest. And we got a bundle. He's a genius, an activist, and the Muhammad Ali of chess. So what in God's name is he doing here? It's Garry Kasparov, Russian chess grandmaster and Human Rights Foundation chairman. He's got a new book coming out next month. It's called Winter is Coming. You got to buy it. Well, she's so hot, the sun is mentioned in her family tree. It's Kimberly Guilfoyle, one of my favorite co-hosts on The Five. There are five. And author of the excellent book, Making the Case. Like a giant slab of hot roast beef, this guy is on a roll. Actor and comedian Robert Kelly, star of Robert Kelly Live at the Village Underground, now available on DVD. Who has DVDs? And he's currently starring in the FX series Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, a great show. Among 20 other shows he's on. Seriously, Robert, take a break. And she'd drink you under the table if she could afford a table. She spends all her money on gin. It's Joanne Nosuchinsky.
I have a great resume right there.
There you go. And if facts were sand, she'd be the Gobi Desert. It's our op-ed, Katherine Timpf from National Review. And finally, he's as stiff as wood and up to no good. It's our liberal panel. Boo. Shut up. All right. Garry, I got to go to you first. Because right now, Putin is amassing offensive weapons in Syria. He's all over the place. What president would you see would be best suited to deal with Putin out of the bunch that you saw?
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio.
Yes. He understands the nature of totalitarian regimes.
Yeah.
He has passion, he has principles, and he repeatedly said that he would do certain things that I believe are right in dealing with Putin, Chinese, North Korean dictators, Iranian mullahs, and all the thugs in the world.
Yeah, he came prepared. Could Trump be our Putin?
No, Trump will be your Berlusconi.
Okay, Berlusconi.
It's money, then entering politics for money, promoting his own interests and businesses. He's definitely the worst of the bunch to deal with.
Minus the bunga bunga part.
Yes, that's what it was.
I mean, let's be respectful to Melania.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Those were fun. I only went to a couple of them. I have no memory of them. I believe I was roofied by Berlusconi, and I didn't mind. Robert.
Yes.
Obviously, as a comedian, you are salivating over Trump.
Yes.
What did you make of the debate, first of all, and what do you make of Trump?
Well, I mean, the debate is one of the best shows on TV.
Yes.
I wish I was on it.
Yeah.
I wish I could I got an audition for it. I mean, Trump he's great, but I mean, everybody, Carly her energy is so, I feel like she's going to make a coat out of like 101 Dalmatians. You know what I mean? She's just ruthless.
She will fire you. How Donald says you're fired?
Yes.
Carly actually fires.
Real fire.
She fires.
Everybody.
She fires everybody.
And Rand Paul, it's like every time they show him, I can't help but he looks like Mrs. Roper.
Oh my God.
The hair.
Yes. I can't trust anybody who has the same hairstyle as Mrs. Roper.
Yes. And your Daddy Warbucks.
Plus, Carly, actually, you know what I hate? There's one thing I hate, that she uses H's before W words. Like, why? Why? It almost bugs me as much as people who go schedule.
Schedule, yeah.
Schedule, I want to really stab somebody with a pencil. But why is right up there?
That is such a profound commentary.
Yeah.
I wonder if that signifies some kind of disorder, and then you'll have to do an apology a la The View.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Kimberly, we've talked about this for days on end.
Yeah, we have.
Do you have any new interesting insights.
No, I don't even know why I'm here, actually. It's very entertaining, and I love the set. What an upgrade from the five.
Yes.
Look, I think, though, we've seen now everybody's pretty into the Carly Fiorina thing, but now they're kind of saying what you're saying, that she's like a little bit scary. She's kind of like very hardcore, so I think maybe Putin would be very afraid of her. And then, yes, Marco Rubio, I like a lot. He's got a strong command of foreign policy, but then I'm also into whoever's controlling the polonium plants, because maybe that would like frighten Putin a bit.
Yeah, that is true.
But Mark's he sweats like his wife is sitting next to his mistress in the audience.
Yes, he has a problem. But
Sweating is healthy.
sweaty, yeah.
I want a healthy president.
That's good.
It's all that water he drinks. I think he's just like, right?
But it's a good point. Joanne, he was sweating because it was a 3-hour debate, which is almost like reading a book for you.
Yeah. And you know what, though? If we are talking about the longevity, like those books I don't read, Carly standing in those high heels for 3 hours. I dare you to try it. I dare you, Greg.
I have.
And you won't be able to. As a millennial, I definitely enjoyed the entertaining aspects of the debate. That last hour, thank God they tacked that on.
Yes.
Where they asked the code names. And, you know, they asked about the woman on the bill, because that really got my attention.
Right. That's for those were the millennial questions.
It was. You didn't need that last hour.
No, you didn't.
This whole debate was a bust, in my opinion, because no one won it and no one lost it, in my opinion. There was no winner. There's no one who I'm like, yes, now I know who will get the nomination. I have no idea.
I have a theory on that, but the last hour should have been amputated like a bad limb.
Yes.
Hey, Katherine, whenever I watch these debates, I wonder, are those podiums or lecterns? What's the difference? And where are those podiums from?
Well, no, that's wrong. These ones are actually lecterns, because a podium is a raised platform on which the speaker stands, whereas a lectern is the slanted stand on which a speaker places his or her notes.
Wow!
There were no platforms. And they are available on lecternsandpodiums.com, but I wouldn't be surprised if they use something like Amazon.com, because after all, it is the largest internet-based retailer in the United States.
See, I feel that last fact you tacked on, like the 3rd hour of the debate, it wasn't necessary. We know Amazon is big, but you got a B+. I want to go now to the liberal panel. My question to you, liberal panel, is we Republicans, I'm not a Republican, I'm a conservative, but we have a ton of great candidates, and I look over at your side and I feel bad. Should we actually lend some of our candidates over to the Democrats, since your team is so pathetic? I think you have 1.5 candidates.
We have good candidates. I mean, we have people who actually have platforms, just like the one Kat was talking about, people who actually stand for something, which is unlike what we saw there. You know who won that debate, by the way?
Who?
Hillary Clinton.
Ah, please. She was too busy ditching her emails to watch. You make me sick. Yeah. That's her laugh. You just did her laugh, you piece of wood. You piece of termite-ridden bark.
That's what's so great about Trump. He knows how to build walls.
It's true. Anyway, what does that mean? Before I move on, I got to ask you, Garry, because you're the Muhammad Ali of chess. There's always these retired boxers. They're sitting around. A guy comes into a bar and challenges them to a fight. Does anybody ever walk up to you and challenge you to chess?
I don't visit bars.
You don't go to bars?
No.
I'll do chess with friends with him right now.
Well, yeah.
I'll beat him too.
Yes.
No,
Oh my God! Let's not get crazy.
I'm kidding. See how mad he got? He got serious.
Yeah, he's like, are you kidding?
I got one finishing point. What Donald Trump did on the debate, he would fire somebody at The Apprentice. Imagine if somebody at The Apprentice said, I'm going to sell you so many cupcakes, you're going to be sick of cupcakes. And then Donald Trump says, okay, go and sell the cupcakes. And he says, no, not until you hire me. That's exactly what Donald Trump is doing here. He goes, you're going to see all this stuff happen. Well, can we have specifics? Nah, you got to elect me first, and then you'll see the specifics.
Greg, you said cupcakes, I think Donald Trump looks like a cotton candy candidate. At first it tastes good.
Yes.
But offers no nutrition value. And too much makes you sick.
Yeah, that's true. I once ate cotton candy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm telling you, it wasn't healthy. All right, we got
He actually talks to the American people like I talk to my wife.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, can we get an addition on the house? I'm going to look into it. Give me around 3 months. All right, I got some people. I got a guy I know, and another guy. I'll get back to you. Give me a couple weeks. I'm going to work it out.
That is amazing.
I love it.
You just nailed it.
It'll make your marriage great again.
Yeah, that's. All right, before we go, a quick look at what our millennials, Joanne and Katherine, did during the debate. Last time they sat around in their pajamas and spit cough drops into each other's mouths. Oh. Here's hoping they did something better this time.
What the?
All right, it's almost time to watch the debate. Are you excited?
Yeah, I think we should have even more fun than we had last time.
Okay, yeah.
We should play a game.
Awesome, yes. Ooh, what are you drinking? I'll go get some.
No, not a drinking game. A CrossFit game.
Wow.
Yeah, every time a candidate says or does what's listed, we do the corresponding exercise.
Okay, some of these look really obscure. I don't know how much working out we're actually going to do.
Exactly. I don't want to work out at all. I just want Joanne to take one night off from drinking. So I designed this game specifically to make sure that we won't have to move at all.
This could be good for Kat. She needs to work out a little more. I'll sacrifice for her.
The first thing I'm going to do as president, we're going to drink more.
Graham wants us to drink more? Oh gosh, wheelbarrow.
Okay.
Oh my God.
We even have our own Mr. T.
All right, cartwheel.
Can't do a cartwheel. That's why nobody want to hang out with me in first grade.
Yes, you can. That was why. Ow. I should have stretched.
Because a fish swims in water, it doesn't know it's water.
She actually talked about fish. She actually talked about my jumping jacks. I can't even move my arms. I don't know.
Just flap them like a fish.
Ow! Ow!
Humble.
Oh, Donald Trump says humble. He says the word humble. 17 push-ups.
What?
Yeah, what do you mean? What?
Do one push-up. Well, I didn't.
Didn't Jeb just high five?
More push-ups?
Think about how pretty you are. You're so pretty. You're so pretty.
Ever ready. It's very high energy, Donald.
I quit. I quit. I can't.
You can't quit. Are you quitting America? You can't do this. You can't do this to me. These are the debates. This is serious. Oh, I blame you.
Oh my God.
I learned nothing there. But up next, more on last week's debate with the New York City Urban Debate League. They're going to make me look really stupid. Not that I need any help. Yes, we've moved. Now, since Wednesday's debate, we've heard a pile of junk from the typical talking heads about who won, who lost, and who should be killed. But no one asked the pros until now. And because you asked for it, we brought back the experts skilled at the complex art of debate to get their take on the most recent event. Please welcome members of the New York City Urban Debate League. We've got Fady, Ayusha, Chase, and Alexa. I want to go to you first, Chase, because before we started, you said that ponies are better than unicorns. How can you say that?
Well, ponies sound much better. And on reality TV shows, do you hear a young man or woman say, "I want a unicorn"? No, you hear them say, "I want a blue pony," and we're gonna name that blue pony Blue Pony.
Wow, I never thought of that. Interesting. Did you tie your own bow tie?
Yeah, if Velcro counts as tying your own tie, then I tied my own tie.
Oh, well done, well done. All right, Fady, let's talk about the debate. Who do you think won and why?
I think between two people, Chris Christie and Marco Rubio, because mostly the debate was sort of to make them fight each other. It was to juxtapose them. But really, what it came down to was who had a plan for the future, who had the most out of what they were getting and how they were going to do it.
Now, how do you think the debate was moderated?
The debate was sort of moderated by people who wanted to more so entertain America by making these candidates fight each other instead of giving them the presidential quality that America is looking for.
You know, that's a good point. It reminds me of, like, do you ever have a friend who in high school or grade school gives you gossip about somebody else so you get mad? Like, Billy thinks you're fat, and that's what the moderators, Jake Tapper was always saying, you know he doesn't like you with Donald Trump, and then that gets everybody mad. Good point, by the way. So, Ayesha, what did you make of it?
I thought that Carly Fiorina was the best so far because of the fact that she wasn't afraid to question Donald Trump, which I think she had a lot of guts because of that.
Who do you think lost?
I think there was a lot of hype about Donald Trump being so great, but I think he didn't do as well as expected by a lot of people, and yeah.
Interesting. I'm skipping you, Chase, because I already talked to you. All right, Alexa. What did you think of Carly, first of all?
Carly, I think she did an excellent job because she knew really what she was talking about. She had a plan for every one of the questions she brought up, and she also talked about it's really for the voters to decide. And of course, everyone wants their opinion to be, broadcasted and put out there, and that's what a candidate's for. So I think she did a good job.
Yeah. Chase, when you looked at that field and you're sitting next to me, do you think that I'm probably a better candidate than all of them?
Yes, of course. First, he'll be the next Donald Trump of our generation.
Really?
He's a lot funnier, and his hair is actually real.
Wow.
Unlike Donald Trump.
Wow. I think Donald's hair is real. It's just unusual.
It might be that. It might be.
That is very diplomatic of you. All right, Fady, what did you feel about the length of the debate? Was it too long? People are complaining that it was too long.
Well, for a debate that wasn't really a debate, more so sort of a verbal death match, it was more so pretty long with that. Instead of talking about actual issues, they sort of spent mostly an hour talking about each other and sort of spent 15 minutes of the debate deciding who's most pro-life. I mean, come on.
Ayesha, do you ever use any of your debate techniques on your teachers in order to get out of homework?
Well, not yet, but I have been planning to for times like this when I have to prepare for debates and stuff like that. So there are times when I have to put off homework and then focus on debate, times where I have to do homework and not focus on debate. So yeah, I do plan on using it.
Alexa, do you have any tips for me? Let's say I'm talking to somebody on a show who disagrees with me. It might be Chase about ponies and unicorns. And I say I love unicorns. He doesn't like unicorns. He likes ponies. What kind of tips would you give me to win that debate?
Well, first of all, I would just like to say, unicorns shoot rainbows. How do you not like unicorns? But
they shoot rainbows.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
I love unicorns.
Oh, okay.
But I think what you should use for debating actually for against everyone is that you should always bring up points that you know is true and you know the other thing can't do.
Very good point. Last question to you, Chase, because you, for some reason, you missed last time, so you get an extra question. So President Obama invited a kid with a clock to the White House. Does that upset you? Shouldn't you be invited?
Yes, but it's a respectful decision by the president for now. But the child, he's a very smart person. He's 14 years old, which is great for his experience. But why can't I go to the White House?
Yes.
Even though I can't make a homemade clock out of just wood, it's okay. I can still make a grilled cheese.
That's fantastic. You know what? I would prefer a grilled cheese sandwich than a clock that looks kind of explosive. All right. Thanks, you guys and girls. You did a great job, as always. And I'll see you after the next debate, which I think is on the Democrats next time. All right. Coming up, how did Donald Trump field an anti-Muslim question at a town hall? Not well. And was it all a plant? I say yes. Stick around. Yes, the Muslim question.
From White Plains, amen. Okay, we have a problem in this country. It's called Muslims. We know our current president is one.
Right.
You know he's not even an American.
We need this
birth
question.
certificates,
This is the
man.
first question.
But anyway, we have training camps growing where they want to kill us. That's my question. When can we get rid of
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things.
That happened on Thursday, after which Trump canceled an engagement with candidates for business reasons. Then Saturday, he tweeted this: "Am I morally obligated to defend this president every time somebody says something bad or controversial about him? I don't think so." So 2 questions. Was this a setup? And do the supporters even care? Robert, was that Anthony Cumia?
He had the same acting ability.
It is. How did Trump handle it?
I mean, like I said before, first of all, he turned into like Christopher Walken in True Romance. Like, this is guy.
God, great.
This is guy. It was weird, but then I don't think he heard him, but he actually did that wife thing again. He's like, we're going to look into it. Give me a few months. I think he handled it perfectly. He didn't hear what he said. This guy was definitely a plant.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Totally.
Human beings don't act that bad.
Kimberly, they still haven't found the guy. He's still unidentified.
Yeah.
That means he's a plant because they found Joe the plumber in 10 seconds.
Right, of course. So there you go. Nobody wants to they're trying to make Trump mess up, right? And have him slip up. So I don't know where it's coming from. You think if it was somebody like a comedy plant that someone would come forward, lay claim to it. So maybe it's from another political campaign. Who knows? It just seems so fake and artificial. The guy's delivery is like, well, anyway, we know come on. Like, we're not that stupid. Where is the guy? Identify yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Gary, what did you make of of his response? And is it Trump's fault that he didn't have something ready?
No, I think that Trump's biggest problem that he has a credit history in talking about Obama's birth certificate and many very, say, controversial statements about immigrants and people of different confessions.
Yes.
So it was very natural, whether it was a plan, most likely, or someone genuine, just to ask this question. And okay, Trump has the same answer. I'll deal with this later.
Yeah, it was
just
too
give
perfect.
me time.
It was too perfect. He was from white plane, hat, shirt that didn't fit, sweatpants. I mean, you can't get that was casting.
Central casting.
That was
great.
casting.
Yeah.
Joanne, Charles Cook from National Review said he said he was channeling an inner Miss America by being purposefully nonsensical. Would you agree? You're an expert at this.
Oh, yeah. I answer questions without answering questions all the time. But this really wasn't even a question. The man was just airing what he felt, how he felt about this country, and Trump is listening. And if you watched the rest of that whole thing, a lot of people were asking questions, but they weren't. They were just airing their grievances. And Trump did the same thing to them as he did to this man. Just kind of listening, okay, great, on to the next one. So I don't really think we're making a very big to-do out of this, more than we need.
I think it is a big to-do. The funny thing is, liberal panel.
I love big to-dos.
I like big to-dos. I'm never invited to them, but I got to go to the liberal panel. This citizenship question started with Hillary Clinton. When she was running against Obama. Are you proud of that?
It didn't start with Hillary Clinton. It started with supporters. It did not start with her or her campaign. That just is not true. And by the way, to say that this is some kind of a plan is because right-wingers can't take responsibility for the fact that there are people like that who are supporting Trump. That's his base. That nativist, white, anti-Muslim, Islamophobic, that is the base of Donald Trump. And you people on the right can't take responsibility for that.
Look at your base, sir. What are they made out of? Occupy Wall Streeters? People who want to kill cops?
That's ridiculous. People who want to kill cops?
I just did what you did. That's what I'm saying. I just echoed you. I did a corollary to your attack.
A corollary to my attack?
Exactly.
That's absurd.
I'm not even sure what corollary means, but I think I used it correctly.
Nobody wants to kill cops. Liberals don't want to kill cops. Those are extreme wackos on both sides.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy is Trump's base. That's who Trump's appealing to. He's dog whistling to the white, angry, anti-Muslim, anti-everything but old white guy base. That's who Donald Trump is appealing to.
I think you're attacking me now, sir. I want to move on to ask Kat a question. Do you think Donald Trump felt uncomfortable answering that?
Yes. Well, I can't see inside of his head. Thank God, but probably. Because, he'd a few times asked similar questions about whether Obama was born in the U.S. I found a couple. Let's see, April 10th, 2011 on CNN, April 19th, 2011 on ABC's Good Morning America, March 17th, 2011 on CNN, March 23rd, 2011 on The View, March 28th, 2011 on Fox and Friends, March 30th, 2011 on The O'Reilly Factor, August 11th, 2013 on ABC's This Week, and then July 6th, 2015 of this year on CNN. He said he didn't know if Obama was born here. I could go on and on, but I have somewhere to be in 2 hours.
Yeah, that's good because, frankly, I was getting bored by all those lists.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was too. Hopefully people will get bored with Trump eventually.
Oh, all right, we got to go. Still to come, here I am, a surprise guest. I love surprises. Plus the return of Gregmail, which is mail for Greg. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Tonight's show is sponsored by Goalies.
those defensive players on a team who stand in front of a goal and try to prevent the opposing players from scoring. Thanks, goalies.
Believe me. Did she genuflect to the politically correct? I speak of former comedian Sarah Silverman, who explained in a recent Vanity Fair interview why it's important to accommodate PC-minded co-eds. Roll it, Cletus.
Everyone's going to be offended by something, so you can't just decide on your material based on not offending anyone. But I do think it's important as a comedian, as a human, to change with the times, to change with new information. You have to listen to the college-aged because they lead the revolution. They're pretty much always on the right side of history.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, President Obama, if that's his real name, Donald, says censorship on campus is a bunch of poppycock.
I don't agree that when you become students at colleges, have to be coddled and protected from different points of view. You shouldn't silence them by saying you can't come because, I'm too sensitive.
Silverman, of course, is no stranger to the PC comedy debate. Long time ago, she got in trouble for using a derogatory term for Asian people during an appearance on Conan. She refused to apologize, and an activist confronted her about it on Bill Maher's show.
She said the word didn't hurt me. This hurt.
I'm talking about you.
Attitude.
I'm not talking about all Asian Americans.
The Asian American community. This attitude, this word, and the attitude and the hatred behind that word, it killed this guy.
You know what? There are only two Asian people I know that I don't like. One is you, and the other is...
I'm hurt.
Yeah, and the other is my friend Steve, who actually went pee-pee in my Coke.
It's the strangest, angriest debate ever. Robert, okay, you're friends with Sarah.
Yeah, I love her.
Disappointed, or are you? Do you understand this?
Yeah, of course I understand it. First of all, look, you're being interviewed on the spot about a movie, and someone asks you about that, and I mean, I love Sarah. She's funny. She's a comedian. I don't agree that we should be censored. I don't agree that college students know it all. I mean, she said two things. She said they know what we should be doing in the future, and she also said they're dummies holding up cell phones at shows.
Yeah.
So I think she was, I mean, we do evolve, though.
No, we don't.
We do. Listen, if you look back 20 years ago, Damon Wayans was playing a mentally retarded guy, and we were all at home going, handyman.
Yeah.
It was huge. We were all going, ha, ha, ha. You can't do that today. We evolved. I mean, we have a black president, maybe a woman president. We have the guy on the Wheaties box is a woman.
Yes.
We changed.
But I would argue that, yeah, you don't do that at like a work conference where you hire a comedian as the entertainment. But on a college campus, aren't kids supposed to love all of that inappropriate stuff?
Right. Yeah. But that's when they're actually, kids are taste testing who they're going to be, what their opinion really is. Because it could, when they first start college, they could think this way, and by the end of it, they could. And then when you go to the real world, that changes too, and it kind of solidifies.
Yes, but you know what? The real world, Kimberly, is the cold water in their face because they aren't prepared to get their feelings hurt.
Well, and they need to get them hurt immediately and quickly, including all the professors. I think she's going to go on tour college campuses. It seemed a little bit like pandering to them, like, hey, take me in, I'm with you. It was a little bit like smoochy smooch to them, saying you guys are like so ahead of the game, you guys decide and you're figuring out history, like if we only listen to you, then we're going to be on the right course.
Gary, do you have this problem in Russia? Is there any politically correct movement there in Russia?
Do you guys have stand-up comedy there? Except for Yakov?
It was American about Russia.
I know.
Yes.
But do you have stand-up comedy?
I was born and raised in a country where political correctness was absolute. I mean, just violating the rules, could be very detrimental for your health.
Right.
So, and now unfortunately, we're back, to square one.
Yeah.
So in Putin's Russia, politics corrects you.
He just did a Yakov Smirnoff line there. That was very good. My problem with Sarah Silverman and my problem with a lot of comedians, or not comedians, but thinkers are that it's kind of ageist. Intolerance is now just the product of old people. Like, it's like, you know, it's the young people that come along and correct your old people beliefs. It's like an inversion of with age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
It's now with age comes racism. And we have to, like, you know, we have to somehow fix that. Hey, cameraman, over here. We got other stuff to do. Coming up, one of my family members was at the debate, and we're going to talk to him about it, because I didn't go. It's not Uncle Carl. He died. Sorry, Aunt Jane. I wish you wouldn't bring it up. Since the debate was 8,000 miles away and I didn't feel like flying there, I was out of Ambien, I sent someone in my place. It was my nephew, Garrett. So joining us from San Diego, my nephew, Garrett Rozario. Garrett, you took some pictures. I'm going to show some pictures. How you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
No need to be sarcastic, but okay. So this picture you took, you looks like you had pretty good seats, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah? How long were you seated there?
I was there seated from 2 to 8, so it was about 6 hours of sitting. And they did not let me use, you could go to the bathroom, but during these commercial breaks, they're only 2 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way you can go to the bathroom and get back within 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting there
you held it
6
in.
hours.
You held it in.
I have a very small bladder.
Oh, really?
It doesn't work out well, yeah.
So did you have like a bottle or something next to you?
I should have, but no.
No. Were you sitting next to anybody famous? Did you meet anybody?
Yes, I met Hugh Hewitt's wife, Betsy Hewitt.
Wow.
She's sitting right next to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you tell her that you were related to me?
Yes, but she wasn't that impressed. She just, oh, okay, cool, and then she moved on. But,
all right, let's move on to the second picture. So this is the menu. This is pretty interesting. Did you eat while you were there?
I did eat, but I also took some home. So, you know, I'm a college student, so I don't have, you know, I'm on a budget. As well as I moved in early at my campus, so there's not many people on campus. So I have there's a lot of animals on campus I just brought into my apartment as friends. There's rabbits, there's some squirrels and raccoons, so I brought some food for them.
That's so nice of you. Let's go to the next picture. What do we got here? This is interesting. It's a picture. Who are these guys?
All right, so first off, while I was waiting in line to get into the Reagan Library, I was bored on my phone, so I went on Tinder, and I got matched up with this guy, and I thought it was a guy that was looking straight at me.
Really?
So I was trying to take a picture of him and matching up the picture of him and the picture on Tinder.
You know that my sister and your mother is probably watching this, or will be watching this at some point. Thank you for that. Did you meet Frank Luntz at all?
You know, I did see him there, but I did not approach him because I didn't feel like raising my hand.
Okay, let's go to the next. So,
yes.
Isn't this like Brandon Flowers from The Killers?
Yes, it's Brandon Flowers. He's my man crush. So, pretty much the reason why I sent that to you is because you didn't like my picture on Instagram of him with me and him. So I was really upset that you didn't like it, so I just sent it to you.
Oh, well, that's nice of you. Had nothing to do with the debate, though. Nothing to do with the debate.
I just wanted you to see it.
Do we have another picture? What's this?
You know, I have no idea.
You have no idea. That came with your pictures.
How you got that.
Yes.
Well, you know, it's actually from work. I don't know how I don't accidentally send it to you, but it's actually. So I work for the campus tours office at UC San Diego, and that's actually our uniforms. So.
Wow. All right, Garrett. Well done. I will probably be seeing you in a few weeks when I have a meeting with you and your parents, and we discuss your future. Thank you so much.
That sounds great.
Awesome. Up next, Gregmail. And in just a few weeks, How to Be Right. That's the title of my new book. It's available October 27th. Order it. Buy it. Order it again and again and again. I'll be out on tour in support of this fantastic masterpiece. The tour starts October 28th in Huntington, New York. Here's a look at some of the places I'll be. Go to my website, gutfeld.com, for more information. I'm so O'Reilly.
It's time for Gregmail. The address is gregmail@foxnews.com. I read, he answers, then we all go do 90s R&B themed karaoke. Here we go. Rebecca leads us off. She wonders, if you had a theme song, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a neat question. I think it would be this one.
Thank you for being a friend.
Nice. Or maybe this one.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
Or perhaps this one.
Is that Transformer?
What was that?
Okay, terrifying. Next one. Rob, with 2 B's, mind you, asks, is there any advice you could offer lonely men like me in the pursuit of companionship?
Whoa.
Of course I can't, Rob. First, you got to lose the second B. It's pretentious. Makes you look like you're trying too hard. I don't have 2 G's at the end of Greg. I already have 2 G's in it. Anyway, other than that, you got to be yourself. It's so important. And if that doesn't work, murder a better-looking person and wear their skin as a costume. You notice that since I've become more successful, you have not seen Mel Gibson.
That's very true.
You do look like a smaller Mel Gibson.
Yes, a smaller, better-looking Mel Gibson.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
moving on. A viewer writes, I tend to start crushing on every guy I meet, and you haven't been spared from my mind. It's really annoying now, especially since I have a boyfriend and can't figure out how to stop this. Any advice?
This happens a lot, Kendall. My advice is to give in to your desires. Catch the first bus and head to New York City. I'll meet you at Port Authority. Be sure and bring enough clothes for a long weekend, but don't purchase a round-trip ticket because you won't need it.
The Port Authority?
Yeah, that's where it all starts.
Terrifying.
Well,
So for some people, it's where it ends.
What side of the bridge?
Wow.
That is true. All right, is that it? We're done. Garry, Kasparov, thank you. Kimberly, Guilfoyle, awesome. Robin Kelly, a champ. Katherine Timpf, Joanne Nosuchinsky, the New York City Urban Debate League. My nephew Garrett, the Liberal Panel. Boo! I'm Greg Gutfeld, and I love you, America.